everyone, how's it going? It's that nerd Ryan here, and today we are going to be talking about the Batman vs. Robin DC animated film. Uh, Again, this is a annotated and scripted video, so I'll be looking down a lot. I guess I could do that. Hope you guys see my ugly face. But yeah, so let's get into it. This is a very alright movie. We'll get into the ranking later, but it officially starts out with Robin stealing the Batmobile and taking it for a joyride, where he goes to a location that has some children that were abducted by a character named Dollmaker. He kind of zombified the children, I want to say, because they are kind of just following his orders, and some of them are like cut up and have like knives for hands and stuff like that. It's really messed up. At that, Batman comes in as backup to help save the day. And through this entire movie, we keep hearing Robin's mantra, because it is Damian Wayne that Batman taught him, is justice, not vengeance. So he's very tempted to kill Dollmaker for the messed up stuff that he did, but he stops and he says, justice, not vengeance, justice, not vengeance. Then Talon appears and rips out the Dollmaker's heart, and then runs away before Batman comes, which he ends up blaming Robin at first, even though Robin's trying to explain no, he didn't do it. Then it cuts later to where it cuts through the intro. Then we get to where Bruce is on a date, and he shows his future plan, which is to rebuild Gotham, which is then interrupted by Damian. And they introduce him as his ward, not his son. And I got so sick of like not knowing what a ward is, I had to Google it during this movie. But yeah, he is hiding the fact that Damian's actually his son. And after the date leaves, Damian and Bruce have a family movie night with the. It's really cute. It's like popcorn, and they discuss what movie they're going to see. I forgot what it was, but yeah, they discuss the movie that they're going to see. And then immediately after that, Damian tries to sneak out. If you guys were watching my Pokemon video yesterday, I'm recording it back to back with this. I got it. I got the fly. Yes. But yeah, so Damian tries to sneak out and gets caught, and then has to train with Nightwing, where he actually kind of kicks Nightwing's ass, which was interesting. And then we get information that this is going to be a Court of Owls movie, especially obviously with Talon, but Batman's starting to believe that maybe the Court of Owls killed his parents. And then it cuts ahead to Batman fighting a bunch of undead Talons, and he gets his ass handed to him. He almost dies, but they get stopped by just basically running out of time, and they end up melting right before they kill Batman. And then we get cut to Robin kind of doing his own thing, and then Talon shows up and is encouraging to kill this small-time petty crook, and then begins to groom him, giving him a sigh, saying how he's destined for greatness, everything like that. And then we cut to Bruce trying to get on a second date with the person from the beginning, but he ends up getting attacked on the freeway and abducted, and then sent to the Court of Owls for recruitment. And Bruce actually turns it down, but smartly enough, he picks up the Court of Owls mask, puts a tracker on it, and sets it back down. And we get to kind of see like what they're doing. The Grandmaster is experimenting, creating these undead versions of Talon that are supposed to be immortal and unstoppable. Yeah. And then Robin goes on a mission with Talon and ends up nutshotting this crime boss, which I thought was hilarious. And then Talon again tries to tell him to kill the mob boss, and Robin turns it down, saying that it's not right, which he's starting to learn from Batman. And Talon finally reveals his origin to Robin on how he was like a petty criminal because of his father, and his father was abusive, so he called in on his father and then got recruited by the Court of Owls to be a assassin. At this point, Batman kind of intervenes, and Robin and Batman end up fighting, and Robin actually wins just because Batman puts his safety first. And then we get to find out who the Grand Master is. It's actually the date that Bruce had in the beginning, and she's actually sleeping with Talon. And Batman finds the Court of Owls, but is automatically drugged and goes on this like nightmarish hallucination where he fights an adult version of Damian who ends up killing his parents, and then tries to kill Batman. And he ends up beating him in the dream with a hug and an apology. And Damian, we get back to the real world. Damian ends up revealing himself to the Court of Owls, which helps the court realize that Bruce is Batman. During that, they decide to try to have Talon and kill Damian, but Talon ends up betraying the Court of Owls instead, and he kills the Grandmaster, whose name was Samantha. I waited till then to write it down. And then traps Damian in one of the experimental tubes, and he raises the rest of the army and rushes Wayne Manor in the Batcave, and it ends up being the Talon army versus Batman and Nightwing. But Damian luckily escapes and gives some pertinent information to Alfred about how to beat all the Talons. In that, we get Iron Batman, as I called it when I wrote it down. Batman gets on basically an Iron Man suit and fights the Talons until it's down to the original Talon and Batman, which he beats him pretty good until Robin shows up and Robin fights him. And he puts the sai up like that to Talon's throat and says, "I'm not going to kill you," so Talon grabs his arm and shoves it into himself. And that's how the movie basically ends, but it ends with Damian realizing that he needs to find himself. So, let's give the rankings on this. So for animation, I gave it a 7 out of 10. There's some points, like there's a part where Talon was kicking Batman, and it looked really bad. And there's other points like that. The script was a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a very good script, very enjoyable. Voice acting, 10 out of 10. These DC animated films are amazing with their voice acting. The story I gave an 8 out of 10. They didn't really explain if the Court of Owls did kill his parents or not. The characters I gave an 8 out of 10. I found it kind of convenient that the head of the Court of Owls was the person that Batman was dating. And I gave it overall score with the average of 8.4 out of 10. So yeah, that is my review of Batman vs. Robin. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that Nerd Ryan telling you, have an amazing day.